Hello! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily and this is the Astral Library. And we are doing a challenge video today. We are going to be letting a picker wheel, this one right here, choose how many pages I'm going to read a day for a week. We're gonna see how this goes. This is going to be the week I'm starting classes again, so this might go very, very bad. Let's go ahead and see what my first pick is gonna be. It could be bad, but as you can see from some of the options up here, I have two 25 pages, two 50 pages, two 100 pages, and one entire book. I have plans if we end up on the entire book, but I'm going to have to set time aside to do that, so I really hope it's not on one of my really busy days that I get that. And today happens to be a sort of busy day. I won't be out of work until 9, and there's not a lot of time going on today to read an entire book. So let's go ahead and hit spin and see what we get. I don't want to look. I don't want to look. What is it? Okay. We got 25 pages. I can do 25 pages. 25 pages is nothing. We're good. We got this. Let's go ahead and read 25 pages today. So to do our 25 pages for today, we first have to decide what we're going to read. And for as much as possible, I am going to be choosing books off of my serial killer TBR, because why not make progress and make this work for us? I just have one book on here that I want to read, and that is of course Soul Taken, which is the next book in the Mercy Thompson series. Now normally I'm like, okay, when these pop up, but this book is all about Wolf, who is my creepy little freak that I love so much. So I need to know more about him. I want to know his backstory. I want to see him bloom more in this book. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. And besides, it's been a minute since I've like sat down and read this. The past two books I've done in this series has been through audiobooks. So I kind of want to get back to my roots and read them and enjoy the craziness that I think is going to happen in this story. So let's go ahead and read our 25 pages out of Soul Taken. All right, that is the first 25 pages done, and it just happened to coincide perfectly with the chapter break. So that is today's count done. We'll probably do some more reading today anyways, because we've got a really interesting prologue in this that I'm guessing is told from Wolf's point of view. Not 100% sure on that just yet. If it is, I'm excited to see how this book is going to go. But I have some other things I need to take care of, so I will see you tomorrow when it comes to spinning the wheel to see how many pages we'll be doing. I will be making sure to hide one of the 25 options so we land on something else. And hopefully, if at all, we land on the entire book tomorrow, because that's the day I have off. So it is best for tomorrow, Friday, or Saturday and Sunday. I can spend all day just reading a book. Let's hope we get that then, and we don't waste all our nice 25s or 50s on days that I can spend more time reading things. So this is a perfect day for it. I'm running around in just a bit, so yes, I'll see you next time. Hello and good morning. It is day 2 of this challenge, and we need to roll to see what we are going to be reading. I don't have as much time as I thought I did today. I mean, I have the whole day off, but I am gonna go see a movie with a friend, and we're doing that about midday. Also, I'm a little stuffy because the weather can't figure its shit out. So let's go ahead and get our page count up. Let me hide one of the 25 pages. We're gonna hope that we're gonna get something that's doable. We're gonna hit the spin now. We're gonna see what we get. Please be manageable. I think I can do pretty much everything, maybe minus read an entire book. I would have to finish Mercy Thompson tonight. New rule. If I get all the pages, I have to finish the book I'm currently reading. I could do that with Mercy Thompson, but today would not be the day to do it. I'd much rather like just start a book and finish a book, and then I could choose something smaller and manageable. Let's see what we get. Okay. This is fine. I can do this. The goal is 100 pages. We're just gonna have to lock in and do this. I'm leaving here at about 11:30. So it's about 9:30 right now. So I have 2 hours. Really, I have an hour and a half because I need to get ready at like 11. I can do that. I don't need to get like super duper ready. I'm just gonna go sit in the theater and watch a movie. So I'm going comfy. Let's start reading and get as much in as we can. I just finished reading my 100 pages with just the right amount of time to spare. It is 11 o'clock, so I need to start getting ready, but I did finish it. I got to chapter 6, which puts me at page 124. And according to Storygraph, that means I'm about 36% of the way through this book. For what the premise of this book is, and from like what the synopsis on the back flaps have all said, there's a lot of mystery going on, and a lot of like hints at like things that we've been like teased about in other books are getting more time, I'd say, than what I expected our main mystery to be. Like, I expected this book to be all about my baby wolf, but his little creepy ass has nary appeared since the prologue. I'm curious to see what the heck is going on. It seems this is going to be a little bit of fae, a little bit of vampire, a little bit of wolf drama, witch drama. I think it's a culmination of all of the supernatural creatures in one. I'm interested still. I'm worried that this is going to be like last book where we had too many mysteries going on that it didn't feel satisfying for all of them to be developed, you know? We'll just have to see how it goes. But I'm so curious, and I'm still really want to know what the hell is going on with Wolf, because he's my creepy child and I will always adore him. When I first met Wolf in like the second book, I think, he was so creepy. He scared the shit out of me. There's just one scene that like I pictured in my head and I was just like, huh. But ever since, I've just adored him in like the way you can adore like this small creepy doll that like stares at you all the time. Love him. I'm so curious to see what we're gonna learn about him in his backstory, because I do think we're still gonna get a lot of it in this book. We will have to figure out tomorrow as we continue reading this book, or maybe I'll do it tonight. We'll have to see how it goes. I do not have as much time tomorrow to read, so I have class and then I have work. Time gets eaten up. I'm gonna go get ready so I can go see this movie, and then maybe I'll read more tonight. Hello and good morning. Welcome to the third day of this challenge, and we need to do our spin. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up now. So the options we have for today are 25 pages, 100 pages, 50 pages, 50 pages, or all the pages. Now, I don't have as much time today as I did other days, so I really can't do all the pages, which probably means we're gonna spin and get that. But I do have to do some actual reading today for my classes. That's gotta get done. I also have to read the chapter for the lecture that's about to be going on. That one's less so. I can just mostly take notes. It's more of like too deep in my understanding rather than to like learn anything. All of those things gotta get done. We have about an hour before class start, so we're gonna go ahead and use this time to do that. So I'm gonna hit the spin wheel. We're gonna see what we get. What is our option? Don't be all the pages. Don't be all the pages. Don't be all the pages. Don't take over. Don't take over. Don't take over. Okay, this is doable. This one is doable. We have 50 pages. So I'm gonna go ahead and hide that. We can do 50 pages. 50 pages is easy. Easy. It's not 25 pages, but it's 50 pages. I could do that. That is doable today, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that, and I'll catch you when I have an update. Happy reading to me. Happy reading to you if you're following along with this challenge. Get your 50 pages in today. right, I have just finished my 50 pages, which has put me at 254. So I am now almost done with this book. I have to say, for as far into this book that I am, the premise that we were kind of promised, we haven't really got. I feel like literally just with this last chapter, we've finally gotten back to our main focus, which is Wolf. That's been kind of frustrating. It's not that it hasn't been interesting, but I think because I went in with the expectation that I was gonna be learning more about Wolf, that's what I've been waiting for, and the fact that it's taken 250 pages and then we finally get Wolf coming back to potentially being in the focus, misleading and annoying. So I'm trying to like get myself in the mindset of like, okay, let's just rock with what the story, what it is, because I think it's interesting and it's very fitting for this time because it's literally taking place in October and now it is October 1st. Now the problem is, what the heck's going on? Because we have so many moving parts. We got Adam's perspective in this, which is something that Patricia Briggs has been doing in the last couple of books. This is the first time where I felt like it was truly unnecessary. Like I really, the entire time I was listening to Adam's perspective, I was just like, but I want to know what Mercy's thinking, what Mercy's seeing, especially as he's describing like things she's only seeing, that his whole perspective felt useless. And I don't know if we're gonna get any more of his perspective in this book. So if that was the only chapter of his point of view, why? You know? I liked it when we were having the split between Mercy in a different continent than Adam. Like that is when it was necessary and made sense. This one it doesn't. I'm a little irked because I really wanted Mercy's thoughts on not only what she was seeing, but the perspective of the information we're learning. That's where I'm at. Slightly frustrated, but also not like hating the book. I think I'm just in a mood. But I've done my 50 pages between this, which I did 30 pages in, and in my school reading, which I did roughly about 20 to 25 pages in. But I have about a couple hours before I need to get ready for work, so I'm going to chill and maybe take a nap because I'm tired, clearly. I'll catch you later though. Bye. You know, I have a feeling that most of this vlog is just gonna be this, no makeup, tired as hell, just woke up. But that's fine, because we're literally getting our reading done first thing in the morning. And of course, it is time for another spin. 4 options left. We have 100 pages, 50 pages, 25 pages, and then all the pages. I know I've been saying this the past couple days, but I really don't have the time today. I have to get ready for work at 12 and leave at 12:30, and then I don't get back till probably around 7:30 with how traffic is gonna be. If not later, I might just get dinner out there. So your girl really doesn't have a lot of time. So I'm really gunning for 25 pages and I'm really dreading not getting all the pages. Though if I get all the pages, I'm still reading the Mercy Thompson book, which I maybe have 200 pages left on. So that won't be terrible. But let's go ahead and get this wheel going and we can see what we get. Don't be shitty, don't be shitty, don't do it. Okay. The scare of almost getting all the pages makes getting 100 pages nothing. Okay, that's our goal. We're gonna read 100 pages today. I do have to do some reading for dissertation work. I always need to do that. So I'm going to include a bit of that into my day. I normally start that around 10. It is about 9:46. So I have time to kind of just eat and chill for a bit longer, and then I'll get into some of that reading. And then whatever time I have left, once I finish 1 or 2 books, I will be moving on to Mercy Thompson and enjoy my last bit of freedom. And your battery's dying, so I'm really gonna go. Goodbye. All right, hello. We're in my bathroom because I need to start getting ready for work, but I wanted to update you on kind of my thoughts so far. because I've done a bit of reading more into Soul Taken, and I have to say, it's definitely kind of gotten to what I was promised from the flap. Like, literally the moment I picked up when I started reading today, we were getting more of that insight on Wolf that the book kind of like set itself up that it was going to be about. There still hasn't been another instance where we're reading through Adam's point of view. There's still a couple chapters left, so maybe, but it really just seems like we are going to be having that one random bit, which makes no sense. I'm really and truly kind of confused by why we have that one moment, especially when we were learning other things that would have been important to see from Mercy's perspective. Maybe that chapter was just fighting the author. Who knows? Who cares? That we're kind of in our big like confrontation moment, and because I'm interested in what the hell is going on. What are the kind of intricate parts, but the book feels just a little messy overall. And I'm not sure like what is causing that, other than I think the story's gotten really complex in that we have all these moving parts. And it's something about the last two books that has just felt like they're trying to incorporate all of those moving parts into a single moment. And it's just not working, especially because we're not getting any answers. We're just being teased and teased and teased. One really minor thing in this book is that we have characters who are like upset about something, though it's never directly stated like what they're upset about, just that they're upset and that it's like affecting the mood of everyone. And one of those characters is Warren, who I love Warren. We haven't seen him really in any like large capacity in like a few books. And he's paired up with Mercy, and like something's really been like up his ass because he's like super duper like starting fights and just generally just being in a kind of like shit mood, right? He like snaps at Mercy pretty damn hard, and where he's like, oh, I'm fine, like you helped. It's like, but we're not getting like any actual answers of like what is making you upset. I don't think it's gonna be anything like big that we need to continue into the next book, because we've been seeing it kind of like trail in a couple books. And so I think we just needed to address it right then and there. And maybe we'll get that by the end of the book, who knows? It's a trend of an ongoing problem I've been seeing in the last few books, where we've had really interesting things going on, but because there's so many of them, that none of them either get the time to develop like to a point where it's satisfying, or it's just like when we do get any sort of conclusion, or if it's not going to give us a conclusion, it's like drawn out for too long. It's kind of annoying. I wouldn't say it's like tanking these books for me, because I'm still going to read them. I still enjoy them, but it's been frustrating, I think, especially because I had such high expectations for this book, and I think that's on me. But to have these high expectations and then to just be let down time and time again, like we didn't even get any of Wolf until page 260, 250. So that's lame. Really and truly, that's a lame thing, especially since Wolf is such an interesting character. Like, I feel like we didn't need half the stuff we got if we just focused on like what the fuck's going on with Wolf. What is his larger connection? Like, if the whole book was just that, I think it would have been so much better. And it could still have some of the complexities that we built off, but focusing just on the vampires, rather now we have vampires and we have fae kind of like interacting with each other. It reads messy, and I don't think I'm gonna get as satisfying as a conclusion as I want in the last 100 or so pages, because there's not much left in this book. I don't have it in here, obviously, but there really isn't much left at all. If I read 100 pages straight in this book, which I didn't, I had marked 70 pages because that's what I had left after reading for my dissertation studies. With that, I only was reading 70 pages, and I think I had maybe 2 chapters to finish after that. So there's not much time to do things. So I don't know where this book is going to go, really and truly. I don't know how we're gonna get Wolf out of this. I know we're not gonna kill him. I think he's too popular of a character and too untapped to fully get rid of him, especially since he's been such an integral part of like becoming like Mercy's team. Sort of, kind of. We've seen him pop up more and more in the recent books, helping Mercy out. And I wouldn't say he's like a good guy, but we're also getting like, from the little hints we were seeing, we definitely saw that Wolf had the potential before all the shit that was done to him, that he could have very well been like a Stefan. And that's intriguing. And I don't think Patricia Briggs is dumb enough to get rid of him when he still has all that untapped potential. And I think if we were going to kill him, we would have had to have a book that is 100% dedicated to him, rather than this kind of half-assed sort of relating to him book. All that to rant and say that I'm curious to see where this book is going to go for its conclusions and what the hell's going to happen in the last book. Because the last book for sure is a fae book, which I think Z is going to play a bigger part of it, because like this book has been teased, it's like, oh, Z's really dangerous. We don't actually trust Z that much. Not necessarily Mercy, but like other people. I wonder how that's going to fully play out. I don't know. This woman's still writing these books, so who knows where everything is going to go really and truly. I just know that I'm going to be along for the ride, and I hope that whatever funk these books have been in kind of fill itself out, because I want them to be fun. I still want them to be really fun and engaging and like be easy books I can read and pick up when I'm feeling everything else sucks. The way it's been going is like the fun's been sacrificed for trying to be too complex and trying to combine too many of its plot lines together. I think the series was at its best when it learned to have all of those relationships present, but not make them all the main focus. To just focus on one supernatural subsection at a time and the problems that will eventually lead in the other subsections. That was fun. That was interesting. That's what I think the series really handled the best. Maybe she's written herself in a corner where she's trying too hard to figure out how to have all these moving parts at once. And I think it's a mistake to prioritize all of them. But other than that, I would say this challenge is going well. I have not failed just yet. I have passed all of my days. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've done more reading for each of the days other than what I've spun, which has been good because it's just been meaning to like kickstart my reading. And I think focusing on a book that I'm actually enjoying and I like want to read has been fitting. Even though it may sound like I hate the book right now, I don't hate it, not in the slightest. I'm having a decent time with it. I think I just wanted more than what I've been given. I'm gonna finish getting ready for work because I gotta go in like 10-ish minutes, so your girl's gotta go. But I will be finishing the last of my reading tonight. I might take it with me and read after work. I haven't decided if I'm gonna get work or I'm gonna get dinner out there if I'm gonna come back. But I do have about 15 to 20 pages left in my 70 pages I need to read to get to my 100 pages. So we will see each other again. But until then, goodbye. Hello. Welcome to my bedroom and kind of shitty lighting, but we're gonna go ahead and do this update now. I have just finished Soul Taken. It was exactly like I feared. It was just such a rushed, unsatisfying ending. And I say that with a grain of salt because there's a lot of real implications that I think are very cool and really, really compelling. But the majority of it just felt like this book didn't quite know what it wanted to do with the plot. And I think if it scaled back in its attempts and its ambition, it would have been so much better than it was. Like, even, I think they still could have had this tie between fae and vampire. I don't know how to talk about this without spoiling it. Spoiler warnings. So take this as your warning. There's gonna be spoilers in this moment, so come back when this tag is gone. The fact that this plot is so reliant on Wolf as a character, right? We start with his backstory. He is the harvester. He is being taken over by this fae weapon. Okay, cool. That's very interesting. We don't get any of Wolf until, besides the prologue, until the last like 100-ish pages. And even then it's not enough, I think, to really drive the story. Instead, the majority of it, we just get like bullshit where we have the whole spider thing when Mercy is attacked by the spiders in Stefan's home and then she gets infected with something. Cool, okay. The battle at Stefan's house, interesting. It's tied to the vampire. Something's going on with the vampires that's weird. But then we had to then find, okay, well, what is wrong with Mercy? Because she's now stuck with like fae spider poison and it's taking over her mind, and we had to deal with that. And then we had to deal with this, well, now I'm doubting Z, even though I've never doubted Z really in my entire life, and then I know he's kind of crazy and evil. We know that. We've been through this with the other fae books. Why are we having this argument again? I don't know how we had to tie so much into the movie. I don't know why we spent as much time about Tad and Izzy and Jesse. I love them as characters. Didn't need them really in this book. Tangentially, sure, but they got a little too much time. Whatever the fuck's going on with Warren and Sherwood and Daryl, didn't need that. Warren's situation was funny. I like that we get that comedic relief at the end. I don't think we needed it at the end of the book. I think somewhere in the middle to kind of relieve the tension we've been building would have been hilarious and perfectly fine. But we're building all these things and we're just not getting enough answers to make them satisfying. And the fact that it's fucking Bonrata again, I like that he's coming, he's after Mercy, and he's like, I'm going to make sure you fucking pay because you made me a fool. That's so good. That's so good. I like the threat of him as a villain and that he created this much chaos. That is great. That is solid. But then the fight's over in like 15 pages. We barely see anything. He just goes to fly off in his helicopter like, ha ha ha, I won. It's like, no, it's so dumb. And then when the soul taker's gonna get at him and like, but Mercy opens herself to the pack bonds again and that saves it. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. I'd much rather have like seen an actual struggle between Mercy and the soul taker, or Mercy getting more involved with Wolf and we broke it with Wolf. I didn't need this whole extra thing. I really, really didn't. I think it was too ambitious in that you gave me too many little pieces and you didn't know how to tie them at the end. I still don't also know why we got that one fucking chapter in Adam's perspective. It's the only chapter in his perspective. The only one. And in it, we learn some important things only through his eyes, so we're missing details of what actually was seen and what actually happened. Overall, I'm frustrated with this book because I wanted so much more than what I actually got. We will do our roll tomorrow, probably during my office hours, because I do have to teach, and I'll be teaching roughly from about 8 to 11. So I will see you later in the day. And if we roll on entire book, that's easy to do because now we're done with this book and I can choose a book that's manageable. Because when I do end on that roll, I won't have hopefully like 300 pages out of a 400-page book to read. I'm gonna take a shower and then go to bed because I gotta be up early tomorrow. I will catch you with the next update and hopefully I can get over my frustrations with this. I might read some fan fiction. I was reading some fan fiction before. I'll catch you later. We are back at my office. It is Friday. I'm currently in office hours. I'm still stuck here for another 45 minutes, so pray for me for no students to show up. I have gotten a smattering of kids though, but we need to do our spin for the day. I have to say I'm exhausted. I think because I had to get up. It's been a morning. There's something about repeating yourself and saying the same thing for like 4 hours in a row that just mentally just makes you crazy. We're almost free. 45 minutes and then we're scot-free, okay? We should have 3 options left because we did 100 pages yesterday. I did finish the book. So we're left between all the pages, 50 pages, and 25 pages. But we can do all of these now because I have nothing else going on. All right, what is it? I'm not gonna look. I'm not gonna look. I'm not gonna look. What is it? Somehow I knew it was gonna be this one. So whatever we pick up today, we have to read all the pages. I've got nothing going on today, so we can do this. Let's go ahead and go out and pick what we're gonna read. I don't have to sit here. No one's coming in right now. We're gonna get a little mobile, so it's might be a little shaky. My apologies. But we need to pick what we're gonna read today. If I was gonna be really nice to myself, I would choose something from my graphic novel section, because I can read a graphic novel in a day. Maybe I'll do 2 graphic novels so then I get them out of the way and that's a little less, you know, cheaty. Which if I was gonna do that, I want to read Strange Bedfellows because I bought this recently and it looks very cute and gay. And if I was gonna do another one, I also have Spinning by Tilly Walden that I need to read. It's the last book in her backlog that I have not read of hers, so this could be nice to get it out of the way. Another one I've been thinking about reading and also would like to get done is Stitches by David Small. So maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll choose between, those are our choices. We'll do one of these because that way we read all of the pages. If I was gonna read a novel I kind of want to do Alana by Tamora Pierce. This is a maybe YA, maybe middle grade. I don't quite remember exactly. I think it's YA. The font's like huge and it's not that long of a book. It's only 200 and something pages. It's 250 pages. So this is super duper doable and I kind of want to read this entire series. But do I want to save that for a vlog? I want to save that for a vlog. So maybe not this. Ooh, I have Bloom at Night by Trang Thanh Tran. This is young adult, decent sized font and about 200 something pages. It is 260 pages, also super duper doable. I'm going to make my roommate choose. I'll see what we come up with. All right, we're a little more stable and I'm gonna take these off so you can see my face. We've got our options. We are doing 2 graphic novels. We are doing Spinning by Tilly Walden and we're doing Strange Bedfellows by Ariel Slamet Reese. This one's really colorful. I'm excited about this one and it's a new release. And then Spinning is the last book I need from this author, then I've read her entire backlog. So that's cool. So these will be our 2 options. And yeah, I'll bring you along to see what I think about these books. And so they count towards reading all the pages. And then it's finally off the wheel. And then we just have 25 and 50 pages, which is so easy to do. And I'll probably have to pick another book for that. Go me. All right, I'll catch you when I start reading. Coming at you having now finished the first book of this day, which is Strange Bedfellows. I didn't know anything about it other than it was colorful and that it was gay. The heart in this story is so good because we're dealing with a character who's struggling. He is in the midst of depression and anxiety. We don't know what's going on. There's a bit of magical elements here in this futuristic society. I really like this. I wish there was more. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wish there was more to this story because it was just intriguing as a world, but also again just like so heartfelt for these characters. My only complaint is I think the ending was a little rushed for how complex we're dealing with Obi's feelings and thoughts in this book for the majority of it, that the ending was like, I think we needed to dedicate at least like 50 more pages there, because I think that ending needed a bit slower of a take, or at least a little bit more of an epilogue, maybe like 20 more pages of an epilogue. I really like this. I will be picking up more by this author because if they wrote anything else, I want it. Because I think that they just have such a vibrant, creative mind that I want to know more. I've completed my task technically for the day. I've read all the pages of this, which there was 288 pages, I think, was the total count. I will be reading Spinning later tonight. I'm about to go to dinner with my folks, so that will have to wait. That will be the next book we pick up for this little segment. So we are just doing all the pages of this and another book. We're being overachievers today. Hello. It is about 8 o'clock and I have not done my spin yet because your girl was supposed to finish spinning last night, but instead she chose to play games. I still accomplished my challenge. I read an entire graphic novel, so that totally counted for all the pages. I just didn't do my extra bonus challenge of being an overachiever. I did get 28 pages done into this. I've read the first chapter, but we have to do our spin because otherwise we're gonna fail this challenge entirely. So we have to see what we're gonna spin today. So let me go ahead and get the picker wheel out. I'm gonna go ahead and spin and we're gonna see what we get. Which one's it gonna be? 50 pages. All right, we get to end this in the easy way. I love that. Time to hit the 50 pages and we can call today a success. So I'm going to be reading Spinning. I might just finish it, to be honest, and then I might use the 25 pages to start the reading for my next book, which I cannot actually tell you what it is in this video because it's for another video. So it might be a bit of a secret whatever I read for those 25 pages. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started reading this and I will see you when I either finish it or finish my 50 pages. Hello. Coming at you at 10:12. So it's been a couple hours, but I am happy to announce that we have finished spinning. And yes, I am in my PJs and have no makeup on and have my glasses on because it's 10:12 and I would like to be ready for bed. But we did manage to finish spinning and I'm glad to have read this because it's the last Tilly Walden book. I needed to read her entire backlog and I think it's a really good story. It's a slow one. I don't want to be too critical of this because it's a memoir and it's about her life, and who am I to judge like what her life experiences were and how she's like telling this tale. I don't want to be critical about this because I think it's important to be able to tell the story how you want to tell your story, especially because we're following a young girl kind of working through her sexuality and depression and just these these kind of like big situations and like you're a very small person at that age in a very big world, and this book definitely deals with that. And I think it handles it pretty well. It's very relatable in that sense. It just makes for a kind of slow story, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I kind of went into this knowing it was going to be a slow story because that's just typically what she writes. She writes these like more long drawn out stories. Not my favorite of her works. My favorite probably will still be On a Sunbeam. I think that's what it's called. It's her like biggest, chunkiest one. And it's actually the one I first read of hers. Yeah, that is obviously over 50 pages read. So I started on 28 and it's like almost a 400 page book. Yeah, it's 392 is when these stories officially done and has like a couple more pages and author notes. I did it! Yay me! We are officially one day out from completing this challenge and we just have to do 25 pages tomorrow, which is super duper easy. It's gonna be a breeze. I don't know what I'm gonna read yet, but that is future Emily's problem. But now I'm going to reward myself and play some video games until my roommate comes back. I think another like 20 minutes or so, and he's gonna bring a treat. I'm gonna play some games until I can enjoy that, but I will catch you tomorrow when we read our last pages and we can talk about how this challenge went, what we learned from it, what we maybe didn't learn from it. Until then, goodbye and good night. Alright guys, it's been a few days since I filmed all the clips for this video, but it is officially the end of the challenge of letting the picker wheel choose how many pages I read in a week. Overall, it was a lot of fun just to kind of pick up a book and to have a goal in mind of what I wanted to get versus just letting myself read until I was bored. It gave me more motivation to continue reading, but it also didn't feel like something that was impossible to do, which has been nice in this kind of slumpy era I've been in the past few months where nothing feels perfect and everything kind of feels like a chore, like especially physically reading. I've done a lot of audiobooks because I just like felt like I didn't have the patience or like desire to sit down and read. But this, I think, has just showed me that I do have that desire. I think it's just pushing through like any slight inconvenience as well as reading things I'm actually excited to read for, because that's one thing I did here. Because yes, I did read one book from my serial killer TBR, but I also just kind of like read what kind of made me happy and what I wanted to read. So that was fun and that was good, and I think that just showed me I need to do more of this. So you can expect some more challenges popping up. We're gonna still do serial killer. This is a ongoing series, but I think we're gonna have some more fun with this and play some more with TBRs. Overall, this is a fun experience. I would definitely recommend you give it a try because it will help you build a habit into reading, but also again give you a attainable goal. Do not like put 5 read the whole book on here. Make it manageable, make it fun, and make it easy, something that could work with your schedule. And also don't kick your butt if you don't get it. It's fine. I carved some space out of my day. At most I carved an hour and it was totally manageable to do. So highly recommend you give it a shot. If you've been struggling with reading and like struggling with physically reading, definitely do this. It's a lot of fun. But that's gonna go ahead and be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, consider leaving a thumbs up and a comment down below. Let me know, how has your reading been? The world's been crazy. So if you found it like, have you been escaping more into physically reading? Have you been doing more audiobooks? What's your reading been like the past few months? Let me know in those comments. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!